If you're ever in Copenhagen and you're looking for a great restaurant, I'd like to recommend Geist. My wife and I were sitting at the Bobby Bar and we realized that dinner time was near, and I used Foursquare to find a nearby restaurant, and Foursquare recommended Geist. We'd never heard of it. Turned out to be a Michelin-rated restaurant, and it was a fantastic experience. When we got there, they told us, don't get a table, sit at the counter. And the reason that turned out to be great advice was that we could see right on the other side of the counter the kitchen. Right there, not separated by glass, were all of the chefs preparing all of the meals. It was part of the experience. But I think it lent more than just the experience of watching them. I think it also added a degree of confidence in the meal that we were getting. We were watching them prepare our meal. Turned out that this is borne out by research. There was a study that found when the customers can see the chefs doing the cooking, their customer satisfaction scores with the restaurant went up 17%. Interestingly, the speed of delivery also increased when the chefs could see the customers. Now, I raise all this not because of restaurants and chefs, but because of an experience that I had recently with Dropbox. I'm a Dropbox customer. I've been a Dropbox customer for a long time, and I think I'm going to remain a Dropbox customer, although my confidence in the organization has deteriorated somewhat because of their lack of transparency. Last Thursday, on August 25th, I got an email from Dropbox asking if I could reset my password. They said this was purely a preventive measure, and they said if I wanted more information, I could follow this link to go get it. So I didn't. I just went in the next time I was visiting Dropbox and reset my password. But then I saw this article on ZDNet that went into more detail about this, and it turned out that Dropbox was being less than transparent. Had I followed that link, I would have gotten to a rather lengthy explanation of what they were doing, and I had to scroll down quite a ways to get to the part where they told me that email addresses and passwords had been compromised, part of a hack that happened in 2012. This wasn't Dropbox's first rodeo when it came to security. They have had a number of instances. I've read about them in 2012, 2013, 2014, and in each case they tended to minimize it. Now, I don't know if this was hubris on their part, genuinely thinking that these weren't serious issues, or if they were trying to obfuscate in order to maintain customer loyalty. But look, Cohn & Wolfe did research in 2014 that said the number one thing customers want from a company is honesty. The fact that my email address was compromised should have been the lead in the email that Dropbox sent out. It should have been in that first paragraph on the page the email linked to. Stigarian, who is the guy who wrote the piece I read in ZDNet, offered some language that he would have used if he had been in charge of sending out that email. I'm going to show it to you here on the screen, and I agree 100%. You're always better being honest and transparent than trying to hide what's really going on. This applies not just to restaurants and not just to tech companies. Any organization, transparency is the number one thing your customers want from you, and if you violate that trust, you could lose that customer.